What's up, YouTubers? I am the Alpha 1 team leader. Welcome to my channel. Today's video, I'm going to go ahead and talk to you about the type of equipment that I'm using in my training. I'll briefly describe some weapon systems that I'm using, but I'm going to try and keep things pretty short and to the point. I'll leave some descriptions like down in the bottom of the video so you can check out exactly what I'm using, but go ahead, stay tuned, check out this video, see what I'm using in my training, and then make sure you stay tuned for the message at the end of the video that I'm going to try and get out to everyone. But on a further note, if you're not a subscriber yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, click the bell so you get notified when I make new videos, and go ahead and hit that like button for me. All the help from you guys helps me out. I'm not making any money on these videos. It's just for informational purposes only. But stay tuned. I'm going to go over my equipment. See you soon.
Alpha team leader, Bravo team leader, we're taking contact with the division. Roger. We're moving the target location to the north. Alpha 1 out. Alright, let's move. I'll see you there.
So for pants that I like wearing, I'm wearing the Ripstop multicam pants from Proper, however you want to call it. You can usually pick these up at any Army surplus store in your area, or you can order these things online. I'll have the descriptions down below the video where you'll be able to check that out. But also with these pants, I have I don't have the name for you on this belt, but as you can see, the belt here is a click-in. It's pretty durable. If you needed to tie in on a as a flight crew on a Black Hawk or any helicopter or anything like that, this will definitely hold you in place. It's not going anywhere. It's strong. But attached with that, I have a Safariland drop leg holster, and then with that, I have the quick locking system from Safariland as well that mounts onto that drop leg. So then I can I'll show you that here like in a bit. My holster can go on and off. I just gotta push in these two prongs and pull it right off, and makes things really easy, so you don't have to pull the gun out of the holster every time if you're going to take it off, which is nice. But these are the pants. Okay, as for a top, it doesn't get any easier than this. Just the standard brown t-shirt. Anybody that's been in the Army knows exactly what I'm talking about. Using short sleeves. You can get long sleeve, you can get short sleeve, whatever you want. Whatever works for you is best for you. Don't forget that. Okay. So then I also have for summer, I have a multicam combat shirt. Pretty breathable. It's fire resistant, not fireproof, flame resistant, but definitely good for heat. So when you're wearing any type of body armor over top of this, it's always going to be good to try and stay as cool as possible in the summer, so you don't end up a heat casualty and requiring medical treatment, and that's no good for you and for the rest of your team if you're working with a whole crew. So then in any, let's say, fall type weather, depending on where you live at, if it's cooler climate, you know, 40s, 30s, you might want to layer up a little bit. So then I have the proper multicam top that goes with the pants that I got. You have the zip up front, it's like a jacket, and then as you notice on here, I don't have name tags. Doesn't say US Army on the top anywhere. I know some people may look at the video and they might say, oh man, like you weren't in the military, blah blah blah, you're like impersonating a soldier or something. But if anybody decides they want to say that and you want to contact me directly, I don't have any problem like showing you a copy of my 214 or my VA card. Just a thought. So then for a headgear, I'm using just a for like cold weather and to camo my face, I'm just using a quick camo type top. I'll actually put this on so you can see it. It's pretty good here. Pretty good for eye coverage, stuff like that. And you want to have limited amount of skin showing as possible, so when you got everything else on, it covers up your neck, and then any eyewear will hide your eyes and stuff. But there's that. Fits really good. It's skin tight. In the summer, it's real thin, so it's gonna help being able to keep you cool when you're wearing this too. And then if you want, you can always put a skull cap over top of this to keep your head warm. Okay. I actually picked that up on Amazon, relatively cheap. There's a bunch of stuff like that on there that you can find. So for gloves, I'm wearing like Condor gloves. Okay, just tan. They're pretty rugged. They're probably the same quality as wearing like mechanics gloves or anything like that. You know, good to protect your knuckles and your fingers, you know, just for whatever the need may be. It's always good to have some kind of tough glove like on your hands to help you prevent any kind of injury. Let's move on to the next. Alright guys, let's talk the eyewear that I got. So I was actually my local surplus store actually had these yellow tinted safety glasses that people can wear for like playing racquetball or any kind of indoor sport kind of like that. So they fit relatively comfortable. The yellow tint also works for night, especially for me. I have a light sensitivity, so at night with all these newer vehicles, with the new LED lights, I mean they're blinding. I'm almost 47, so anytime I come in contact with a car like that, I mean it takes me almost 10 seconds to regain my focus while I'm driving because I'm blinded by that light. But these yellow tinted lights make all headlights on the road look like the soft yellow light, and takes away that effect from being blinded by the ultra like white light. So if anybody else has that problem like me, I mean you could always look online to pick up yellow tinted glasses. They'll definitely do the trick for you. Alright, headgear. I have a Kevlar helmet that I'm using, okay, with the multicam cover that attaches on here, because the actual helmet is the Coyote tan. And I have the attachments. I have my my ear protection that are also a like range phones. So the cord that I have, let me turn this over here. Cord that I have on this side like plugs down into my push to talk that's in my chest rig that I will go over in a minute. But you can also, with the functions on here, you can hear everything that's going on around you, and then you can also hear your comms through these. The brand that I have for these is a company, here, let me get to that so I don't mess this name up. Earmore. I purchased these, you know, on Amazon. Nothing wrong with getting like Amazon stuff. You know, you do what works for your budget, and you do what works best for you is the point I try and tell everybody. So I like these. They work really good for me. They're really good at a range. They block out the loud noise from gunfire, and our hearing is most important. Let's always look at that, because once you damage your hearing, you don't ever get it back, and then you're forced to wear you know, hearing aids and go through all that. But no, this is what I'm using for my headgear. Relatively cheap for the helmet. I think you know, they're under $300. I mean, it's Kevlar, because I bought this on online too a while ago. It is bullet resistant. Okay, like nothing is bullet proof. Everything is bullet resistant. So always think of that, like when you're buying stuff. And then I don't have a I'm not going to go over all the ratings on the helmet here in this video. Maybe I'll do that later on. But as far as the weight, pretty standard to what was used in the military, minus the comms, because we didn't have those. But during my time, unless you were a tanker, but no, that's the helmet. All right, guys. Next up, I have my Condor. Like some people wear chest rigs, I have an entire vest that I use. That's pretty durable from Condor. I'll go over this here like in a minute, but let me show you the back of it. Let me show you got some weight in it, but show you the front of it. Okay, yep. Side view and stuff. And then let me set this down a little bit so I can actually go over everything. But here you can see I got my push to talk here on the right side. Let me try and set this down a minute. I mean, you can kind of see it, but anyway, it actually has, yeah, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 magazines up top, pouches. I don't have them in the pouches right now just because of the weight in here. Okay, and then I have another ammo pouch over here on this side that I use, is where I keep my radio. Hey guys, I'm actually using the Bofang radio that is pretty popular with everybody. Let's see if I can get this. I'm gonna hold there a minute. Yeah, I know a lot of people are using this radio. It's pretty easy to program. Reception's pretty good. I used it quite a bit in my bounty hunting business that I was doing for a while, and our reception was pretty good. We could go you know, over a couple miles with those radios, and they would still work. I have quite a few. You notice I have a longer antenna for this radio, which actually helps out a little bit more. And then on this side over here, I have another ammo pouch on this one. And then as far as the two pockets down below, on the right hand side, I have first aid kit, definitely. And you want to try and keep everything in Ziploc bags as much as possible to keep all your stuff from getting wet, because I mean, especially with first aid kit, if you ever need it, you don't want to be reaching into a bag and all your stuff be damaged from weather. Wouldn't be good, especially if it's life-threatening. Okay, so take that into consideration when you're packing your gear. Next to that pouch, I have a solar power pack, just in case. You never know. Your phone will go down. You might need you might be on a mission somewhere away from your camp, and you don't have no electricity, or the woods. You need to charge your comms or something. You can use a solar pack to be able to do that. So that's a good thing I like carrying. Let me go over this real quick. So when you have your first aid kit with you, you know, if you lose an arm, right, tie that arm behind you. You want to be able to grab that first aid kit with your other hand. You don't want to be reaching over here and not be able to get it. So make sure your first aid kit is somewhere on your body that's easily accessible for you. Okay. All right. So now next, then I have one of these big pouches on the right, and then in that pouch here I have pair of bipod legs for my M4 or AR-15 here. It's actually the push button. They pop right out, and then got another magazine, 30 round that's in that pouch, and then I have a IR flashlight that I can either put on my AR, or I can mount on my helmet to use for illumination with night vision. So this is always good to have if you're on a mission and there's not a lot of lume from lack of moonlight. This could definitely come in handy, but do take in mind or take into consideration that when you're using you know, like an IR flashlight for night vision, anybody else that's using night vision can see the same thing, so the opposing side. So I've heard other people on other channels always talk about this too, where total light discipline is very important. Not using flashlights. Definitely a white light's going to stick out. Any kind of red lights, you want to try and hide that as much as possible. Just always know that when you're out there and you're using stuff, there's somebody else that's on the other side that is definitely going to pick up your location, and then they just bought you. Okay, so let me pack up this pocket real quick, and then I'll move on to the other side here. I got a pretty cool tool that I like as far as recon stuff. So on the left side over here, I have actually in this pack I have my 3 backup magazines for my M&P 40 that I carry as my sidearm. Okay, and then I also have this like a camera snake thing that I bought online. It's actually what is this here? The word is Lonove, Lenove. So I mean, it's purchased online through Amazon, but this is actually like a device designed for like cameraing your toilet if your toilet gets plugged. But there's also another usage for this thing. Okay, so if you're doing any type of recon, sneaking up onto a building, you know, anybody that's been in the military, you know, in an infantry unit would know you're not just gonna go into, you know, a building without first gathering intelligence. So like, if you can't see behind a metal door, no windows, how do you know what's in there? Good question. That's where this thing comes in, where you can peek this camera underneath that door. Don't stick the whole thing under there, but you know, pop this underneath the doorway, and then you got a camera right here where you can see what's in that room before you make entries. So it's very smart, I think, to have something like this, because intelligence is key before you make entry into a building somewhere. It's just my train of thought. You know, I could be wrong, but I'm gonna go with that guess because my life is important. I'm just not gonna go walking into a building without knowing what's behind the door. You stupid. But anyway, that's just me. You do you. I'm gonna do me. All right. That is that's my chest rig, or my vest. All right. And then another thing I want to talk about here is the I got a 2-point sling that I use. It's actually purchased. I'll get you the name down in the description in the video, like when I'm done here. But this is from a veteran-owned company. If you can see this here, like it's stretchable. Looks like it's all made out of our old 550 cord that was used. Very, very durable. This is the way I have it set up right now, but there's many different options. This I have taped just so it doesn't rattle on the buttstock of my gun when I'm using it. But you have clips that will clip onto your rifle, like the 2 prongs that fit in here. Clip in here, and it goes over your shoulder, like so. From like this, and then the other side clips in down here, and then you have, of course, the strap on this end to pull this tight, or I can loosen this up to get slack, whatever I need. But this is a really good sling. I'll put the description like down below the video, so you can definitely check that out for yourself. Okay, for a belt, this is just a not going to say combat belt, but a Condor belt that came with that vest that I just showed you, and it had straps on the vest to integrate this belt into it so it wouldn't come off. But I cut those straps off of there and use this belt separately. I have a belt keeper that goes in the back to keep it from riding up and down on my body, like when I'm wearing this. But I have a just a Condor dump pouch for mags. You can definitely roll this up, like if you're not using it. And I have a mag pouch here, a pistol mag pouch, where I'm using I use this for a Smith & Wesson pocket knife that I carry on me, and then I got a multi-tool in this case here that I use. So I mean, you never know, like when you might actually need that stuff, and it'll actually come in handy. But there is that. body armor that I'm using. Okay, this one is this is a good one. So I am using from Safe Life Defense. You can see the front, you can see the back. I am using their level 3A plus that they have. I will list the description down below the video here for this here. I like to wear soft armor just because the weight. Okay, you don't want to be carrying too much weight and not being able to you know, be able to move with what you have. So I'll go over this in a minute, but this vest, you can put rifle plates in here if you desire, but yeah, you'll have the description for this vest that I'm using like down below the video. And it's good. I mean, this will stop 5.56, stop 308. You know, probably not going to stop like a 50 cal round. I don't know, I wouldn't trust it, but it'll definitely hurt without having some kind of trauma plate like in the front, just because the impact may or may not go all the way through. I don't know, but I'm just letting you know that this is what I have. This is what's affordable for me. This is what works for me. It may not work for you, or you may want something else. There's that. Alright guys, for my foot gear, this is pretty basic. I'm actually using for summer weather, when it's hotter. I am using a like a steel-toed type work shoe, like hiking shoe. They're pretty lightweight for like the both of them. Pretty durable. Like I said, they're steel toe in the front, so they're going to keep your toes pretty protected. But I like these. They're very comfortable. You know, a lot better if you're going to be carrying like a full loadout. You know, a helmet. You know, your vest with all your mags and everything, or some kind of chest rig with plates, rucksack or backpack. I mean, you're going to be pushing, you know, 50 to 80 pounds. What you need something comfortable on your feet, or you're going to be a disaster and you're just not going to be able to move. You know, like when you're you need something with arch support that's gonna be comfortable, because otherwise you're not going to make it very far. And if people gotta start carrying your weight for you, they're going to be pissed. But this is what I use for the summer. Pretty comfortable for me. I'll leave the description for that in this video as well. And then for fall weather, I'm using some Interceptor boots that I got from Walmart. They're pretty comfortable. As far as carrying weight goes, you know, they're probably not the greatest for that, I would say, but they'll definitely keep your feet warm. If you're not moving very far, yeah, these would work for you. But if you're gonna be moving, you know, 3 to 10 miles, you're gonna be sucking like wearing some of these. But so it's always good that I'll always have that extra pair like in my rut when I'm moving, so I can wear those if I'm going long distance, and then put these back on, you know, when we get to wherever we're going, like if it's cold out. Okay, but this works for me. It may not work for you. You do you, I do me. Okay. Can't stress that enough. But I'll leave the description for these down in here as well. Alright guys, next up I have a Condor, like a little quick backpack that has a water bladder on the inside. Always stay hydrated, that's the most important. You have some pockets, you know, up here in the front. I store, especially in this one, I have a water like filtration kit like in this bag that I always keep with me, because if you run out of water, you can always find a water source somewhere, a pond or whatnot, and you're going to need to clean that water before you drink it. But then there's another big pouch down here on the bottom of this bag that I don't currently have anything in this pocket, but it's there. Space is available, like if I need it. This is pretty comfortable. Like if you're going to leave your rucksack at camp and you're just bringing like a few things to, you know, leave camp for say like an hour or so, you're going to be out real quick and then you're going to come right back. This is perfect. Okay. Alright guys, the final thing I want to show you here is the basically the standard issue rucksack from US Army that I picked up. I got this on eBay quite a few years ago, but you can see that you know, anybody that's been in the military and they see this, they know what I'm talking about. I'll make a different video with what's packed in that, but basically in here I have like the winter stuff. I got a gas mask in there that I can use, extra medical, some canteens that I can fill with water for extra water storage. The outside along the waist belt, I have the two pouches, one on each side, right and left, where I have some ponchos, bungee cords, stuff like that. So if you're coming to where it's, you know, heavy rain or anything like that, you definitely want to stay dry, otherwise you're going to be miserable. So having some kind of like wet weather gear is definitely going to be helpful for you. That's what I got for that. But hey, stay tuned. Alright guys, real quick, the last things I want to talk about here real quick is when I'm not wearing the helmet, I typically like the boonie cap, or you can use a patrol cap if you want, like a baseball cap, whatever you want to use. But this is pretty easy. You could fold this up quite a bit, fits in like quite different spots need be, and you don't got to worry about ruining the build, because it kind of looks better with it all crumbled up anyway. But again, you do what works best for you. And then the last items I got here are let's see if I can get these picked up for you without straps in the way. The Condor knee pads that I have. Yeah guys, if you're going to be doing any kind of training anywhere and you got to get down on a knee, not having some kind of knee protection right there is gonna suck, especially if you kneel down onto a sharp rock that you didn't see. You'll know it's there when you don't have a knee pad on, for sure. But yeah, stay protected. But as far as equipment goes, that's all I have for you for right now. I will definitely get into in another video some more like cold weather gear, you know, extra ammo, water, you know, stuff like that, or items that you want to have in your car that you're not necessarily carrying. I'll try and make some other videos about that, like mission, like essential type stuff that you'll need, depending on what you're doing. So if you're going to be out for 3-4 days, it's going to be a whole lot different what you're carrying if you're just going to be out for an hour or 2 hours. Okay, but always expect the worst, because you don't know when things are going to happen. Okay, but all right, that's it for the gear that I got. All right guys, real quick, so hey, I hope you enjoyed my video here that I made for you today on my equipment. I'm not a professional or anything, so just hope you like it. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button for me if you haven't. Hit the like button for me. That'll really help me out, and then hit the bell so when I post new videos you'll get notifications and you'll be able to see when I post new stuff. It'll really help me out. I'm not here on YouTube to make money. I'm just doing this for information purposes only. So that's what it is. I really appreciate you guys watching me. It means a lot. But my message, what I want to give to you guys, that I told you I would do at the beginning of the video, is pretty simple. You know, with everything going on in the world right now, like everybody's worried about what to do when shit hits the fan, and you know, how are we gonna survive, and you know, blah blah blah. Am I gonna get killed, or foreign troops coming here, you know, or we're gonna be fighting like our own government? I mean, there's all different types of scenarios. There's all different types of videos that are on YouTube about that stuff. And you know, one thing that I want to try and put out to everybody, just first and foremost, you know, I'm not a pastor or anybody, but I'm actually a believer in Jesus Christ, and I don't have any problem with like saying that to anybody. And I tell you this, you know, if you're a believer in Jesus Christ and you accept him as your Lord and Savior, you know, when stuff goes bad in this world, man, you don't got nothing to worry about, because he's got your back, and that's the most important. So any guns and ammo and, you know, tanks and anything like that be pointless. I mean, just count on Jesus, because he said he'd be there for you, you know, if you ask him. So that's all I want to tell you. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate you. Okay, means a lot. See you soon. Bye.